Welcome to episode 11 of our road to 1500 on chess.com. We're off the back of a win. We're going to play a game of 1510. We are on 1189. We're going to search for an opponent now. Let's see who we're going to play. We're playing... game aborted. Let's try and find a new player. That's a shame because we got the white pieces. And of course we get the black pieces. We're going to play pawn to e6. Pawn to d5. That's a shame because I did want to have the white pieces, but there you go. You can't win them all. We're going to bring our knight out. So this is some of the concepts of the French defense. We have a bad bishop. Our white bishop isn't great. They bring their knight here. Now I could pin that knight. Don't see why not. Can castle. It's quite early to castle, so it's quite committal on that, but I think that's okay. Now obviously our knight is pinned, our queen is pinned to the knight at the moment. We can always try to disrupt the bishop. We could bring that bishop back. Now I'm thinking it through and thinking, well, in the French defense, our white bishop is bad. We probably want to hold on to our dark bishop. So I could sort of concede that that probably wasn't the best move and move it back, which I think I might do. And we could exchange it off for their bishop, but don't really want to lose it for a knight. So we've kind of wasted a move, but sometimes you just have to concede that you haven't made the best move. So if we take here, then they could take here, then we take there. We could just open up the central file and take with our pawn. That seems okay. Take. I would need to make sure I take here first. I'm going to do that. We could skip this here attacking the bishop and attacking this. We've got undeveloped pieces here. We've got plenty of time, so let's just take it steady. Okay, so they're developing, which seems reasonable. We could bring our bad bishop here. If we then take, they will take with the queen. They're creating pressure down this side. We probably want to develop, let's develop our knight. Let's try and play some improving moves to develop our pieces because we've got some pieces that aren't in the best of shape. We could bring this bishop here again and attack this knight. At the moment it would mean that, well, if they took with the pawn there, this probably improves their centre. Now they've probably done that to stop me moving in here, which is reasonable. I think I might pin this knight. I don't know whether that's a good move actually, because if they take with the queen, it brings even more attacking pieces to my king side. So perhaps not the best move. Our opponent is rated 1212 from Algeria. We are on 1189, so we're not too far away from 1200 again. Our peak was 1240, we dropped back down, so we're hoping to steadily make our way back up and reach a new peak. Okay, now let's just be careful here because there's not too many places for this knight to go before it will become trapped. So I could move my pawn here. If they move it down, I take, they take with the bishop. I feel like this is a fairly crucial stage here. I'm not overly pleased with the positioning of my pieces and the positioning of my knights. I think I'm going to move pawn to a6. It gives me the opportunity to bring the knight in here, and then I can skip it back to here, albeit that's attacked twice, so maybe that's not the best move. Chances are they will attack again, but it does give me a path for my knight to reroute, and I can come back around this way, and I could even come into here. So I think it creates a pathway for my knight to reroute. As I said, I'm not 100% happy with where my pieces are positioned at the moment. I feel like we could close this up now, which feels okay. They are bringing the knight back round. Okay, so we could attack here, and we could then open up by bringing our knight in. So hang on. So push, take. We could skip our knight in here. If they're going to reroute this knight, I could hop in here maybe. No, that's not going to work. So push, take. I could actually bring the knight into here. I think I'm going to do that. Let's try to activate some pieces here. See what our opponent's going to do. Okay, they've taken that pawn. Okay, I left that pawn hanging, so that was clearly a mistake, and I've got to be... Okay, so we've made a mistake there and we've lost a pawn. So we need to be careful now. Okay, so we're a pawn down. That's okay. We've got to be careful of this knight. This knight has limited squares to go. I think we'd want to protect it. We could bring the queen up and protect it. If we bring the queen to this square here, I don't see any immediate threat. They could bring their bishop here and threaten the queen then. If we bring our knight here, they can just take here. We could bring the knight back to this position. Okay, I don't particularly like doing that, but I'm concerned about if I protected the knight with my queen. Obviously moving our pieces back to here isn't ideal, but I think now we can take here. Okay, so I think we need to take... Okay, so we've taken the rook. Now what we need to be careful of is... Now, I can take this pawn, attacking this. Let's do it. We are attacking that knight, so we could just... If we take it, they'll probably just move this other knight back. We could move this bishop back here to attack this. We don't really like our knight on the back rank again, so we need to improve that. So I've just realised that this square was... Okay. Okay, so they're attacking my bishop. But I think... So hang on. So they come in here. Come in here. I think that's a free knight. So I can take the knight, and if they... Oh, hang on, but if they take this, I can't take with this because it hangs my queen. If I bring this back here, it's attacking this. Take, 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 take. Let's do that. This piece is protected several times. We're attacking. Take. If they... Yeah, I thought they might do that, but I can just... Take there. Our opponent is playing faster than us. They've got 12 minutes. We've got 8. It's still time to convert. This is hanging for them. Their pawns are better because they're all connected. Okay, they are attacking my queen. Okay, so if I move up to here, I'm protecting this. I think we're attacking 2 pieces then. I suppose they'll just take it. So likelihood is they'll take it. If they don't, that's a free knight, and that's a free knight. Their pawn structure is better. They've got all of these pawns are connected. These 2 are on the rope in the center of the board. Our opponent is having a little bit of thinking time now. Yeah, and I thought that they would do that. This is hanging currently. Okay, so they protect it and attack our pawn. We could bring our queen back to protect the pawn. They can't take the pawn with the queen because we just take the knight. I could bring the rook over to protect it. I could bring the queen back here with ideas of trying to attack that. I mean, I quite like the idea of getting the rook behind it. We could push, take, and then take with the rook to threaten the queen. Probably need to think about creating some luft for our king. The game's even, so we've got a chance. Just got to sort of play steady now. Maybe my opponent, makes a little mistake or something. They're playing well. They're playing decent chess. I haven't really made any blunders. Well, they haven't made blunders. I'm not sure they've made mistakes. Okay, so they're bringing their knight in, which seems sensible. Okay, so I could push, take. Queen has to move. Seems sensible. I mean, they're going to do something, try and bring the knight in. If they don't take, I think I should push. I'll probably swing the queen over here. If I bring the pawn there, then it does present the knight coming in there. Knight can come to here. Okay, they're trying to exchange queens. So take, create some luft. I could move my rook here. Take, move across. Make some luft. All right, we're gonna do it. Right, make luft. We've got a bit of space now. They're gonna bring the knight in here. 10 minutes for my opponent, 6 minutes for me. If I bring my knight there, they should probably bring that there. Just a bit conscious of time. They've got probably double the time I do, so I do need to be careful. Probably just attack my knight, but I can bring my knight here and attack the rook. Considering bringing my king up into the game, I mean, I think getting the king further to the centre of the board would be good, but there are rooks on, so to be a bit wary of that, and I don't really want to get checked. Opponent could bring the knight there and attack my rook. I should have been calculating this earlier, so attack. I think I'm actually going to reroute my knight this way. Bring it back here. If they take, I bring this in and I have 2 connected pawns there. Check. They step here. They're attacking the pawn. I think I have to... so check. They step here. Check. What, are they going to step here? What do I do then? I'm not sure I'm going to be able to protect this pawn. It's going to be difficult to protect the pawn. I think I'm just going to have to take. opponent comes here. So one. Okay, bring the knight here. My next, if I push the pawn, I've got to bring my king. Check, move down. I've got to bring my king, I think. If I bring my king here, they can't take the pawn. I can chase the knight away. Their pawn structure is very strong. I do have a check here, but then they move down. If I can... Okay, let's see if we can outplay them in the end game. We're protecting the pawn. We're in a pawn end game. Let's just move this pawn up. Move over. Okay, we're going to need to be very careful here. Oh, so if I push up, is our opponent going to make the right move? If I push up here and they push down here, take, I can push up here, they can take, and I take, and they take here. But I can probably get over to the pawn over here. Push, push, take, take. Let's just try this. They've got lots of time to calculate. I'm not sure if I've calculated that right. They could push, push, push. I've still got this pawn here. Push, 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 push. And I'm still blocking that one. And they're forced to move, and I think they'll have to move this down and move the king away. Well, this is critical now. We're in a pawn end game. Okay, so if I take, take, if I push, take, push. I'm going to try to connect this afterwards. If they don't push, I don't think they can push that pawn. So I think they'll either push this down. Yeah, that's what I thought. Do that. Let's try to take opposition now and try and force the king back. If I go here, they can go there. If I go here, they can come in here and get into there. I can't let them go in there. Can't let them in there. Damn. Oh no. I have to let him take it. They're +1 on pawns now, so playing quite well. If I come here and go there, I can do that anyway. If I come here, you can go there anyway. He's done really well. He's going to eat all my pawns now, and I can't really do too much about it. I think at this stage we're going to resign. Our opponent's going to get a queen, and they will win the game. So well played to them. They sort of outplayed me in the end game with the pawns there. So I'm going to give it to my opponent because there's nothing I can do. I'm just waiting for the game to analyse. So that's a bit of a shame. We've lost 7 points down to 1182. I think my opponent was going to offer a draw at some point, but I would have taken that having lost the game. But let's just try to learn from that end game. Okay, so we're back for the analysis of the game. So obviously that's a shame that we kind of messed up the end game there. But, you know, we can learn some lessons from it. We can study what we should have done better and move on, right? When I look at the analysis, our opponent played an accuracy of 86.5 and I played a 79. We played some decent chess, I think. The game rating for my opponent was 1850 and mine was 1650. So there was no real sort of major weaknesses. Let's start the review. So we played pretty much book moves. These are all book moves to start, so I won't really spend much time on those. Bringing my bishop back probably wasn't the best idea. I could have prompted their bishop at that stage. That would have been better. They played an excellent move. Mine was excellent. This is all pretty standard. Brought my knight out, bishop out. Okay, that was an inaccuracy from my opponent, which I did wonder why. They were rerouting their knight. This is actually a mistake by myself. Our opponent found the best move. This is the best move by me. This is an excellent move by my opponent. Yeah, I missed this. I could have brought my bishop back here to protect. That would have been much better. So I didn't do that. So that was an inaccuracy. Our opponent castled. I took, which was best. They took, which was an inaccuracy. Taking back with the rook was best. They brought their knight in. It was even at this stage. This is actually a mistake by me. Let's just have a look at the best follow-up move. Why was that? Okay, I mean, it doesn't really... Okay. Don't fully understand that. I'd need to kind of analyse that a bit further, which I will do. So bishop took... Oh, that was a miss. I could have taken the free knight then. So that was a miss. Our opponent missed an opportunity there to attack my queen and go for the bishop. I took. They moved here. I moved up. This is best. This is a great move by my opponent. I took back. We're completely even at this stage. Rook move was excellent. So that's fine. Best. That was the best. Definitely the right move at that stage. Best. Exchanging queens was best. Creating the luft was excellent. Removing there was excellent. Okay, moving back there wasn't the best move. Okay, so the best move was to actually reroute the knight here. So yeah, that does make sense. That was a better move. That was an inaccuracy. Best. Okay, so we're in a pretty even end game now. So just bringing the king out was good. We traded the knights. We're down to a 4-on-4, but their pawn structure is slightly better. It's only plus 0.06. Very close game. That's excellent. Not the best move bringing my king over. Yeah, so their idea of actually trying to... I guess staying over here, we're preventing the king coming in. They can't come in here. They can't go here, can't go here. And if my king was here, they wouldn't be able to get in. which they eventually did. And this was a mistake. I just threw away from an equal position. I should have brought my king back. I should have realised my priority was to stop the king coming in. So that was a mistake, but my opponent actually missed, and it's still even. And that moving up was a mistake, well, a miss. So I think actually at this stage we really caused ourselves some problems. So we should have, this was the only move in this position. Let's just show the follow-up. So we should have taken, they take back, we move the pawn up. And then, to be honest, this is looking like a draw at this stage. So we missed. Our opponent played a great move because they're making their way in on the king. That was an excellent move. But to be honest, we've actually, at this stage, that great move made by our opponent means that they're in with their king. So at least it's reassuring somewhat to know that there wasn't much I could do at this stage. Oh, that evened it up. I played the great move. They moved up. This was the best move. That was best. Oh, all I needed to do, if I'd have moved down, I should have done that. I was concerned that they were going to try and come back through. Oh, that was a miss. So if we'd have gone there, they would have had to go. Oh. So we missed an opportunity to draw there as well by moving in. That's a mistake because our opponent can get in there. We should have moved to here. Then they played the great move. I don't really have, they're in at this stage. So you can see the margins. Our opponent is just going to win now. So it was definitely a draw. There was multiple opportunities to settle it as a draw, but unfortunately we made some missteps there in the end game. So that's a note to practice that, to go over that in more detail and pick ourselves up for the next game. We didn't play a bad game. It was still a reasonable game. It should have been a draw. It would have been unlucky for my opponent to lose that game and he would have had to make some mistakes. I unfortunately did. We'll move on. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, comment, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers. Bye.